From the National Newsroom of the Canadian Press, I'm Karen Rebo. China says it will fight to the end and take countermeasures against the U.S. to safeguard its own interests after President Donald Trump threatened an additional 50% tariff on Chinese imports if Beijing doesn't drop its threat to retaliate by noon today. China's Commerce Ministry today called the U.S. tariffs groundless and bullying and blackmail in nature. Reporter Mary Bruce details the high stakes for consumers in this war of words.
Your iPhone could go up by thousands of dollars, and they're already pretty expensive, right? There are lots of other things that would be affected. Fresh produce, goods that are on the shelves even longer, packaged goods, alcohol, footwear, apparel, appliances, clothing, cars. I mean, you name it.
Asian stock markets and U.S. futures have advanced in Tuesday trading, led by gains in Tokyo, where the Nikkei index surged 6% by the close after suffering an 8% drop yesterday. 3 days of wild gyrations in the stock markets, sparked by U.S. tariffs, is enough to cause any investor stress, but for those in retirement, the plunge can be extra difficult. Experts say the swings in equities are a reminder of the importance of rebalancing a portfolio to make sure its risk exposure matches the stage of an investor's life. The country's three main political party leaders will all be campaigning in Western Canada today. Conservative leader Poilievre will hold a news conference in Edmonton this morning, hours after he was joined at a rally in the city by a former prime minister. Stephen Harper said 2 decades of elected, accountable political experience should count for more than the resume of Liberal leader and Prime Minister Mark Carney, who served as governor of the Bank of Canada back when Harper was in office.
I am the only person who can say that both of the men running to be prime minister once worked for me.
Harper gave Poilievre a glowing endorsement. At his own rally before thousands of supporters last night in Richmond, BC, Liberal leader Mark Carney drew parallels between his Conservative rival and the U.S. president in the face of our tariff war with the states.
It's not really a big insight, but I don't think at 78 we can change Donald Trump. And a person who draws their inspiration from Donald Trump, like Pierre Poilievre, he'll kneel before him before he stands up to him.
Carney will make an announcement today in Delta and visit a business in New Westminster before heading east for a rally in Calgary. And NDP leader Jagmeet Singh's day will see him in Vancouver and joining lab workers on a picket line before heading to Burnaby. About 36,000 Central Ontario homes and businesses are still without power this morning, 11 days after getting hit with an ice storm. And Prince Harry has arrived at a London court this morning to challenge the British government's decision to strip him of publicly funded security detail. This is the Canadian Press. In sports, NHL action last night. The Calgary Flames scored 3 times in the third period to slip by the San Jose Sharks 3-2. The Anaheim Ducks pulled off a 3-2 win over the Edmonton Oilers. The league-leading Winnipeg Jets snapped St. Louis's 12-game winning streak with a 3-1 victory over the Blues. Former NHL goaltender and longtime hockey broadcaster Greg Millen has died at the age of 67. Millen spent 14 years in the NHL from 1978 to 92. He immediately went into broadcasting following the conclusion of his career. 3 RBI singles from George Springer, and the Blue Jays pulled off a 6-2 victory over the Boston Red Sox. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. had 2 singles and scored a run for the Jays in the Sluggers' first game after reportedly agreeing to a 14-year deal worth $500 million U.S. And in U.S. men's college basketball, Florida overcame Houston's defense to will out a 2-point victory in an NCAA title game thriller. From the Canadian Press, I'm Karen Rebo.
Thanks for listening. Don't forget to follow and subscribe. For more of today's top stories, visit thecanadianpressnews.ca.